is not over, it is only changing hands. Just when everyone thought the story was reaching its end, a new chapter is quietly preparing to explode. Tommy Egan and Tariq St. Patrick are coming back to where it all began, and this time, New York will not survive the impact. What you are about to witness is not just another spin-off. This is the moment when the past, the present, and the future of the Power universe collide. This is your first real look at Power Legacy. Power Legacy begins at the most dangerous point possible, right after the events of Power Book 4, Force. There is no reset, no pause, and no breathing room. The war Tommy fought in Chicago may be over, but what he gained there is far more important than territory. Tommy didn't just survive Chicago, he mastered it. He learned how to move without trust, how to win without mercy, and how to rule without hesitation. And now he is bringing all of that back to New York, but Tommy is not coming alone. Tariq St. Patrick answering that phone call in the Force finale was not just a favor, it was a statement. That single moment confirmed what many already suspected. Tommy and Tariq are no longer moving separately, they are aligned, and that alliance instantly shifts the balance of power in New York's criminal world. This is no longer about survival, this is about control. New York has always been the heart of power, a city built on betrayal, ambition, and blood. Every corner of this city remembers Ghost, remembers Tommy, and remembers the chaos they once unleashed. Now, Tariq is stepping back into that world, not as a student, not as a kid trying to prove himself, but as a strategist who has learned from every mistake. Together, Tommy's raw force and Tariq's calculated mind create something far more dangerous than either of them alone. Power Legacy is not asking whether New York is ready for them. It is showing us that New York has no choice. Old alliances will be tested, old enemies will feel exposed, and people who thought they were safe will realize too late that the game has changed. This is not about rebuilding an empire. This is about taking one that already exists and turning it upside down. And the scariest part is that this is only the beginning. What makes Power Legacy truly dangerous is not just the return of familiar faces, but the timing of it all. New York is vulnerable. The city has gone through too many power shifts in a short period of time, and whenever that happens, chaos creates opportunity. Tommy understands this better than anyone. He knows that New York does not need to be conquered with noise and explosions. It needs to be infiltrated patiently and broken from the inside. At the same time, Tariq knows something Tommy never fully mastered: how to manipulate systems, people, and expectations without revealing his true intentions. Tariq has spent years learning how to stay 2 steps ahead, hiding in plain sight, and using others to do the dirty work. In Power Legacy, these two mentalities collide and evolve into a new kind of leadership, one that does not rely on loyalty alone, but on fear, leverage, and intelligence. This is not the old power dynamic where one man stood at the top and everyone else followed. This is a structure where every move is calculated, every ally is tested, and every mistake is fatal. The streets of New York are filled with players who believe they are untouchable, but they are operating on outdated rules. Tommy and Tariq are rewriting those rules in real time. What makes this even more intense is that neither of them is chasing power for the same reasons anymore. Tommy is no longer running from his past, he is embracing it. He has accepted who he is and what he represents, and that makes him more focused and more ruthless than ever. Tariq, on the other hand, is no longer trying to escape his father's shadow, he is using it. Every lesson Ghost ever taught him, every mistake Ghost ever made, is now part of Tariq's playbook. Power Legacy shows us what happens when experience meets evolution. This is not mentor and student, this is partnership. And partnerships in the Power universe always come with consequences. As they begin to move through New York, they will not announce themselves. They will observe, test boundaries, and quietly dismantle existing hierarchies. Drug networks, political connections, street crews, and business fronts will all feel pressure without understanding where it is coming from. That confusion is intentional, because when people don't know who to fear, they make desperate decisions, and desperate decisions create openings. What makes this era different is that Tommy and Tariq are not trying to control every corner personally. They are building influence by letting others think they are in control, while pulling the strings from behind the scenes. That is how empires last, and that is why this legacy feels heavier than anything we have seen before. Every move they make is layered, every conversation carries hidden meaning, and every alliance feels temporary. New York has always been a city where everyone believes they are the smartest person in the room. Power Legacy is about proving how wrong that belief can be, because while others are focused on short-term wins, Tommy and Tariq are playing a long game, a game where patience is the weapon, silence is the warning, and power is taken, not given. As Power Legacy unfolds, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. The past is not buried, it is watching, waiting, and slowly pulling itself back into the present. New York is not just a city to Tommy and Tariq, it is a graveyard of memories. Every street holds a reminder of choices made, people lost, and wars that were never truly finished. And in the Power universe, unfinished wars always come back with a price. Tommy may have left New York years ago, but New York never forgot him. His name still carries weight, fear, and respect in the right circles. For some, his return feels like a warning. For others, it feels like an opportunity to settle old scores. The moment Tommy steps back into the city, dormant enemies begin to wake up. People who survived by staying quiet now see a chance to rise. People who once feared Ghost and Tommy now believe the time has come to rewrite history in their favor. And that belief is exactly what makes them dangerous. At the same time, Tariq's presence sends a different kind of shockwave through the city. To many, Tariq is still seen as the son, the kid, the mistake that should never have made it this far. But that underestimation is his greatest advantage. Tariq has built his entire survival around being overlooked. Power Legacy leans heavily into this idea, showing how people's refusal to take him seriously becomes their downfall. While eyes are locked on Tommy's reputation and past violence, Tariq is quietly mapping weaknesses, studying behavior, and identifying pressure points. Together, they represent two forms of threat, one loud and unavoidable, the other silent and strategic. But no matter how strong they become, the past refuses to stay silent. Names that once dominated conversations begin to resurface. Whispers of betrayals that were never fully exposed start circulating again. Old alliances that ended without closure suddenly feel unfinished. The Power universe has always thrived on the idea that nobody ever truly escapes their choices, and Power Legacy takes that idea further than ever before. Characters are forced to confront decisions they believed were long behind them. Some will try to make peace with their past, others will try to erase it completely, and some will attempt to weaponize it. The most dangerous part is that not all threats announce themselves. Some arrive disguised as help, loyalty, or redemption. Power Legacy plays heavily on trust, or rather, the lack of it. In this world, trusting the wrong person is often worse than having an enemy. As Tommy and Tariq move deeper into New York's underworld, they begin to realize that their biggest obstacles may not come from new rivals, but from unresolved history. The city is filled with people who have been waiting years for a moment like this. People who believe that Tommy's return reopens wounds they are ready to exploit. People who see Tariq as a symbol of everything Ghost left unfinished. And hovering over all of this is the idea that some legends never truly disappear. In the Power universe, death has never been simple. Stories have always lingered, identities have always shifted, and truth has always been flexible. Power Legacy leans into that uncertainty, constantly blurring the line between what is over and what is simply hidden. The past is not chasing Tommy and Tariq, it is walking beside them. And with every step forward, the weight of old Ghost grows heavier, reminding them that legacy is not just about what you build, but about what you leave behind unfinished. As Tommy and Tariq step deeper into the underworld of New York, it becomes clear that they are not alone in their pursuit of power. While the old guard may still hold significant influence, a new generation is rising. The streets are filled with hungry, ambitious individuals who have learned the rules of the game and are determined to make their mark. Power Legacy is not only a story about the return of familiar faces, but also about the emergence of these new, dangerous players, some of whom are determined to take control of the streets, no matter the cost. One of the most fascinating aspects of Power Legacy is how it explores this new generation of crime lords, many of whom are just as ruthless and cunning as their predecessors. Characters like D-Mac, who has already proven himself in Power Book 4, Force, are poised to play pivotal roles in this evolving world. We watched as D-Mac transformed from a reckless and inexperienced street kid into a formidable force. He may have started off as someone Tommy wanted to protect, but he has since proven his worth time and time again. With his raw power and ruthless mentality, D-Mac is not just Tommy's ally. He is a force to be reckoned with in his own right. What happens when someone like D-Mac, who has been shaped by the chaos around him, steps into the world of Tommy and Tariq? One thing is certain, he is not going to be playing second fiddle to anyone. His loyalty to Tommy will be tested, but his drive to rise in power could lead him down a darker path, one where his ambitions may clash with those who believe they are the true leaders of New York. Alongside D-Mac, characters like Brayden and Effie also represent this new blood, this new energy that's both fresh and dangerous. Brayden's evolution from a college kid with a conscience to a ruthless player in the drug world has been nothing short of remarkable. No longer a sidekick, Brayden is now a critical piece of the puzzle in the expansion of the empire in New York. His calculated decisions, combined with his sharp understanding of the business side of things, make him a dangerous asset. He knows how to get things done with minimal mess, but the question remains, will his growing ambition come with a cost? Effie, on the other hand, has been a wild card. Her loyalty has always been hard to gauge, but her ambition is undeniable. Effie has proven time and again that she is willing to do whatever it takes to get ahead. As she navigates the criminal world with both grace and ruthlessness, her relationship with Tariq will undoubtedly be tested in new ways. Will their bond survive the weight of their ambitions, or will the power they are both after tear them apart? But these new players are not just about ambition, they are also about survival. The streets of New York have always been unforgiving, and the newest generation knows that better than anyone. They have watched the mistakes of the older generation, Tommy, Ghost, Kanan, and learned from them. This new breed of criminals is not just about violence and power. They are about staying under the radar, making calculated moves, and building a legacy that will last. They understand the importance of staying unpredictable, knowing that the moment you show your cards, someone is ready to take you down. In this new world, the game is changing, and survival means adapting faster than the competition. However, this shift in power also comes with unforeseen consequences. New players like D-Mac, Brayden, and Effie may have the street smarts and ambition to rise, but what they may lack is the experience and wisdom that comes from being part of the original game. They may not yet understand the true cost of power, the toll it takes on relationships, the compromises that must be made, and the betrayals that are inevitable. Tommy and Tariq may be the architects of this new empire, but they know the dangers of ambition better than anyone. They know that the path to power is paved with sacrifices, and that the closer you get to the top, the fewer people you can trust. Power Legacy in many ways is a commentary on the changing nature of crime and leadership. While Tommy and Tariq may be the central figures, the rise of new blood adds a layer of complexity to the narrative. The younger generation is no longer willing to sit on the sidelines and wait for their time to come. They are taking charge of their own destinies, often with a cold, calculated approach that makes them just as dangerous as the veterans of the game. As these new players clash with the established order, the power dynamics will continue to shift. Old alliances will be tested, new ones will form, and everyone, whether they like it or not, will have to pick a side. This is no longer about Tommy and Tariq versus the old world. It's about a clash of ideologies, methods, and ambitions. The storm is brewing, and this time it's not just the old guard fighting for supremacy. The next generation is coming for the throne, and they are willing to burn everything down to get it. In the end, Power Legacy will show us the true cost of ambition. As Tommy and Tariq rise, they will discover that the game they are playing is not the same one their fathers played. New players with fresh ideas and unshakable resolve are changing the rules, and there's no telling who will come out on top. What we do know is this: no one is safe, no one is untouchable, and in the world of power, everyone is expendable. As the storm of new blood collides with the old guard, only those who can adapt, survive, and evolve will make it to the top. And even then, the price of that power may be more than anyone is willing to pay. At the heart of Power Legacy lies a question that cannot be ignored. How does one live up to the legacy of a ghost? Ghost was more than just a man. He was an empire, a vision, and a force that shaped everything around him, whether you loved him or hated him. His rise to power, his tragic fall, and the impact of his death have left a scar on New York that will never fully heal. Tommy and Tariq are tied to him in ways that go beyond blood. They are not just living with the consequences of his decisions, they are living with his shadow. For Tommy, Ghost's absence is both a burden and a blessing. He may have once been Ghost's best friend, but in many ways, Tommy was always in the shadow of Ghost's grandeur. Their bond, filled with trust and betrayal, shaped Tommy into the man he is today. As much as Tommy has tried to separate himself from Ghost's legacy, the reality is that everything he does in New York will be seen through that lens. No matter how much power Tommy amasses, no matter how many enemies he eliminates, the city will always remember him as Ghost's right hand. The weight of that history is a constant reminder that Tommy's rise will always be marked by the ghosts of the past. For Tariq, the connection to Ghost is even more complex. Ghost was not just his father, he was the embodiment of ambition, a man who believed in building something greater than himself. Tariq's evolution has been shaped by Ghost's vision of empire, something Tariq inherited but never fully embraced until recently. In Power Legacy, Tariq must reckon with the fact that he is not just trying to carve out his own path, he is trying to surpass a legacy that was never meant to be his. Ghost's absence has left a void, one that Tariq has filled in his own way. But he must constantly question whether he is running from his father's ghost or moving forward into something entirely new. It's important to note that while Ghost's death looms over them, it also serves as a catalyst for their actions. Ghost's death created a vacuum, one that allowed both Tommy and Tariq to rise. Their decisions, whether they are to protect their own interests or avenge past wrongs, are heavily influenced by his legacy. But the truth is, Ghost's legacy is not the only force in play. There are other ghosts lingering in the shadows of New York. People who may have been forgotten or dismissed, but whose impact is far from over. In Power Legacy, the past comes back in unexpected ways, and the question of legacy is a central theme. This isn't just about Tommy and Tariq rising to take control, it's about the unresolved issues from the past, betrayals, debts, and unfinished business that will either destroy them or elevate them to new heights. What happens when people who thought they were dead return to settle scores? What happens when the truth that was buried beneath lies and deceit resurfaces, threatening to tear apart everything Tommy and Tariq have worked for? In the world of power, nothing stays hidden forever. One of the most intriguing aspects of this narrative is the question of whether or not Ghost will return in some form. The fans have speculated for years, what if Ghost isn't really dead? What if the death we saw was just a moment in a larger story? The final moments of the Force finale gave us a glimpse of what might be. A mysterious name in the cast list, a symbol that still carries weight even years after his supposed death. Ghost's legacy could very well be the very thing that drives Tommy and Tariq toward an even darker future. The ghosts of the past are never truly gone in the Power universe. They are simply waiting for the right moment to return. Ghost may be dead in the physical sense, but his influence is alive and well. Every decision Tariq makes, every path Tommy takes, is an echo of Ghost's decisions. There's a twisted irony in the fact that in their quest to control New York, Tommy and Tariq may find themselves doing the same things Ghost did, walking down the same path, repeating the same mistakes. Can they truly escape his legacy, or are they doomed to become him in ways they never anticipated? The rising tension between Tommy and Tariq in Power Legacy is not just a clash of personalities, it's a conflict between two different visions of power. Tommy represents the raw, unpredictable, and violent approach to power. He is someone who has always relied on strength and intimidation, someone who seeks control through dominance and fear. Tariq, on the other hand, represents the cold, calculated approach to power. His mind is sharper, his moves more precise, and he understands the importance of staying under the radar. But beneath it all, they both share a hunger for something more, something that was first ignited by Ghost's ambition.